When there was a level of uncertainty in not only the world but the film industry as well, one wondered what would be the future. With lockdown being right around the corner in March 2020 and the viewers being dependent on streaming platforms for entertainment, like a dark horse came a dark, gritty, and psychological crime thriller called Asur on Woot. Mind you, this was a time in the streaming space where the only capable fictional stories, at least for India, were coming out of Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. This Gaurav Shukla and Vaibhav Shikhar created show surprised everyone for its level of detailing and writing that hooked in the viewer with its 8-episode running time. Other than the meme of asking when the next Made in Heaven series is coming out, Asur Season 2 also was a mystery in film and series discourse. Had the makers forgotten about it? You would see actors posting photographs shooting Season 2, but there was no sign of it ever coming out in the near future. Finally getting some relief with the Jio Cinema slate of films and series being announced on June 1st, we got 2 episodes of Season 2. While the greed within me was not fulfilled as I fully envisioned myself to binge the entire season last night, the episodes of Season 2 are going to come out every day, so I thought of sharing my initial thoughts of the first 2 episodes and then we'll check back with you guys in the season finale. So let's get to where we are, what is happening, and how the series still has the ability to fully grasp your attention. Shub, with his calculated plan, has been executing killings across the country, and the police, CBI, and forensic team always find itself 2 steps behind him. While Season 1 almost showcased a slate of random characters that fully believe in his ideals of anarchy, Season 2 successfully retraces how Shub's past ties into why the conspirators aligned with him to execute his evil plan. You've got Dhananjay Rajput played by Arshad Warsi, who is residing in a monastery currently, having lost his wife, being framed for the same, and the recent loss of his colleague and friend Lolak played by Sharib Hashmi. Dhananjay is consumed with guilt and grief, avoiding any new developments of the case that overwhelmed him. I realized very quickly that the characters in Season 2 are dealing with a lot of grief and baggage, and this is the mood that stays consistent in the first 2 episodes, as the characters all deal and are coping with massive trauma. Nikhil and Naina, played by Barun Sobti and Anupriya Goenka, are coming to terms with the loss of their daughter, presumably for the greater good. While Nikhil douses himself with pills to cope, Naina invests herself fully with work, while both sharing a relationship of animosity and resentment. With more killings around the corner and the plan getting even more convoluted, can the CBI team finally catch on to Shub and, more importantly, identify on how he looks as a grown adult and where he is today? This is what Season 2 is going to explore. What I love about Asur and its writing especially is that it does not alienate the viewer. And by this I mean is that the motive of Shub, played with a creepy and demonic tonality by Vishesh Bansal, does not get philosophical to the point of churning incoherent gibberish. This is what I had said regarding Season 2 of Sacred Games, where the anarchy that was being formulated by the antagonist played by Pankaj Tripathi ventured on being too esoteric, where the core of the series was lost. Shub's quest for a new world order, the commencement of Kalyug that will mark the arrival of Kali, is making absolute sense, as he believes that one lives in an age of no morality or sense prevailing. The reason why the antagonist and the series hooks your attention is because the antagonist is adamant in his ways of beliefs that cannot be shaken, and nothing is scarier than a person who cannot be influenced and whose goals are to cause havoc and see the world burn. This is where lowly mortals like Nikhil and Dhananjay struggle, because they are dealing with a force they least anticipated. Kesar Bhardwaj, played by a brilliant Gaurav Arora, is in custody, and the motivational speaker, who is extremely popular, is amused by the incompetence of the CBI to get to the bottom of the case. As episode 1 states कि प्रलय का आरंभ होने वाला है, you know Season 2 is going to be an absolutely wild ride. Barun Sobti really showcases his acting chops as Nikhil deals with the loss of his daughter and looks in the distance in a daze, almost broken beyond repair. He is willing to coast through the case, but his deep sadness lingers on. Another case of one of my favorite actors transitioning from TV who deserves so much more. Ridhi Dogra as Nusrat gives great support as they notice that Shub and his pattern remains identical, almost giving clues to the team, as this is an antagonist who likes to play with the world watching, almost intellectually stroking his own ego and trying to impress the team that wants to catch him. This is where I had created parallels with Moriarty and Joker with Season 1, because these are antagonists who love an audience, who love the applause for the sheer complicated and evil plans that they execute. I think what's even more interesting, and I think you will agree with this if you have seen the first two episodes, is that the makers will tie the mythological aspect of the series to the child in the monastery who is next to Dhananjay, a messiah among men who could be the light in the midst of the Kalyug. I am very interested on how they develop that subplot, but the standouts still are the dialogues written by Gaurav Shukla, Niren Bhatt, Abhijit Kuman, and Pranay Patwardhan. Especially in context to Shubh's threats to the world, कली की लिखी हुई नियति को पूरा होते हुए सब देखेंगे, कली ही अंत है. बट माई फेवरेट हैज टू बी जब स्वयं को भूल एक ऐसी व्यू की संरचना करते हैं जिसकी भेदना किसी से भी संभव ना हो, अब युद्ध में मात्र एक रक्त ही दिखाई देता है, शत्रु का, एक नया विश्व देश. Clearly telling you that Shubh wants the end of the current world and the commencement of a new world order. मर्यादा ही बचेगी, लोग नहीं. The investigation of the case continues in episode 2 and both Nikhil and Dhananjay seem more determined to get to the bottom of the case. Amey Wagh as Rasool Sheikh is a very interesting character playing it low-key for Shubh's plan, but I just wonder the sheer anger that will persist when the CBI sniffs out the mole in their system. There is a slightly gimmicky method in which Nikhil recognizes a person that becomes a key suspect in the case, which was almost reminiscent of superhero powers being channelized, but it wasn't jarring enough to completely disconnect you. The series, with its first two episodes, also makes you question the point of justice, revenge, or whether individuals have any form of closure on this destructive path of deaths happening all around them. The cliffhanger of episode 2 was absolutely brilliant, and I very well know this is going to be a wild ride, and it truly was a long wait for all of us. More with you as the season finale drops in the days to come. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Asur Season 2's first two episodes. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.